You've probably been feeding your dog every single day without ever asking one question. Is this actually safe? Most dog owners assume that if a bag is on the shelf at the pet store, it passed some kind of test. It's legal. It's fine, right? Here's what nobody tells you. The pet food industry is one of the least regulated food industries in the United States, and the difference between what's in Level 1 and what's in Level 7 isn't just a quality gap. For some dogs, it's the difference between a long, healthy life and a shortened one full of vet visits that nobody could explain. We're going to go through all 7 levels today, from the foods that are genuinely excellent for your dog, all the way down to the ones that have killed pets and triggered national recalls. And if you think you know which level your dog is eating right now, stay with me, because the answer might surprise you. Level 1. Fresh, whole food diets, the gold standard. This is as good as it gets. Level 1 is fresh, minimally processed food made from whole ingredients you could identify with your eyes closed. Think real chicken breast, sweet potato, brown rice, blueberries, spinach. No mystery ingredients, no long chemical names, nothing you'd need a chemistry degree to pronounce. What makes it this good is the processing gap. When food is heavily processed at high temperatures, which is how kibble is made, it destroys a significant portion of the natural vitamins, enzymes, and moisture content. Dogs then have to rely entirely on synthetic nutrients added back in afterward. With fresh food, those nutrients survive. The food is what it looks like. Studies have shown that dogs on fresh food diets have better coat quality, healthier digestion, lower inflammation markers, and in some cases extended lifespans. The catch is cost. Level 1 is expensive, and not everyone can sustain it. But even replacing 1 or 2 meals a week with fresh food adds up over a dog's lifetime. If you can afford it, this is the level you want to be at. Level 2. High-quality kibble, the smart middle ground. Most responsible dog owners land here, and for good reason. Not all kibble is created equal. Level 2 is the top tier of dry food, brands that list a real named protein as the very first ingredient, not meat meal, not poultry byproduct, actual chicken, actual beef, actual salmon, and ideally that protein stays in the top 3 ingredients throughout. What separates it from what comes below it is what's not in it. No artificial colors, no artificial preservatives like BHA, BTH, or ethoxyquin. No corn syrup, no excessive fillers as the base. These foods are typically cold-pressed or cooked at lower temperatures to preserve more nutritional integrity, and they're often supplemented with things like omega-3 fatty acids, probiotics, and joint-supporting compounds. Brands in this tier tend to invest in feeding trials, actual research with live dogs, rather than just formulating on paper. The honest truth is that a high-quality kibble, fed consistently and in the right portions for your dog's size, age, and breed, will support a long and healthy life for most dogs. This is a completely defensible choice. The key word is high quality, and that's where the next few levels start to get complicated. Level 3. Mid-tier kibble. Fine, but watch the label. This is where the majority of the pet food market lives, and it's also where the marketing gets seriously misleading. Level 3 foods look impressive on the front of the bag. Words like natural, wholesome, balanced, and farm-raised are everywhere. But flip the bag over and read the ingredient list, and a different story starts to emerge. You'll often find that the first ingredient is a real protein, but by the second or third ingredient, you're already into corn, wheat, or soy. Those aren't inherently toxic for dogs, but they're cheap carbohydrate fillers that add bulk and calories without much nutritional value. For dogs with sensitivities or allergies, they're often the culprit. You'll also start seeing chicken meal or beef meal instead of whole protein. Meal isn't necessarily bad, it's a concentrated protein source, but the quality varies enormously depending on where and how it was sourced, and the bag won't tell you. Level 3 foods won't hurt a healthy dog in the short term, but fed long term, especially to dogs with sensitivities, they can contribute to chronic skin issues, digestive problems, ear infections, and weight gain that owners spend years trying to solve, never connecting it back to what's in the bowl. If your dog is thriving, great, but if something feels off, the food is the first place to look. Level 4. Budget grocery store brands. Proceed with caution. This is the level that accounts for a huge portion of dog food sold in supermarkets and big box stores, and it's where the phrase meets nutritional requirements starts to become a very low bar. Level 4 foods technically comply with AAFCO standards, meaning they meet the minimum threshold to be called complete and balanced, but minimum is the operative word. The protein sources here are often vague, like poultry byproduct meal, meat and bone meal, categories that can include parts of animals deemed unfit for human consumption, sourced from a wide variety of animals with little consistency. The primary ingredients are frequently corn, wheat, or soy, not protein. Artificial colors are common in this tier: red 40, yellow 5, blue 2. Your dog cannot see these colors. They exist entirely to make the food look appealing to you, the human, holding the bag. They serve no nutritional purpose, and some studies suggest certain artificial dyes may contribute to hyperactivity and inflammation in sensitive dogs. These foods aren't immediately dangerous for most healthy adult dogs, but they're the nutritional equivalent of feeding a child fast food every meal for years. Technically survivable, not optimal, and over time, the consequences accumulate. Now, everything we're covering in this video is the kind of thing I wish someone had handed me in one place when I first started paying attention to what I was actually putting in my dog's bowl. And that's exactly why I put together the Complete Dog Diet and Homemade Meal Guide. It's an ebook with 20 chef-crafted, vet-informed recipes built around real ingredients, like these, organized by life stage, from puppies all the way through to seniors. There's also a full safe and dangerous foods chart, age-specific portion guides, and special diet plans for dogs with allergies, weight issues, or sensitive stomachs. If you want to take everything in this video and actually apply it, meal by meal, the link is in the description. Okay, back to the list. Level 5. Certain human foods, the hidden danger in your kitchen. Here's where the video takes a turn, because the next 3 levels aren't about commercial dog food at all. They're about what's already in your home and what you may be giving your dog right now, thinking you're treating them. Level 5 is the category of human foods that aren't immediately lethal, but can cause serious harm at moderate or repeated doses. These are foods that sit in a gray zone that a lot of owners don't know about. Grapes and raisins are the most critical one in this tier, and this is not a small issue. Even a single grape has been documented to cause acute kidney failure in some dogs, and the terrifying part is that researchers still don't fully understand why. Some dogs eat grapes and seem fine. Others eat 2 or 3 and are in renal failure within 48 hours. There is no established safe amount. None. Onions and garlic, including powdered forms hidden in sauces and seasonings, damage red blood cells over time, leading to a form of anemia that builds silently before it's obvious. Small amounts repeatedly are just as dangerous as one large dose. Macadamia nuts cause neurological symptoms within 12 hours, tremors, weakness in the hind legs, vomiting. Almost never fatal, but profoundly distressing for the dog. Xylitol, the sugar substitute found in some peanut butters, sugar-free gum, and even some vitamins, triggers a catastrophic drop in blood sugar within 30 minutes and can cause liver failure. Always check the label before giving your dog peanut butter. Always. Level 6. Toxic foods, things that can kill. Now we're in territory where the margin for error disappears. Level 6 is the foods that are acutely toxic to dogs, with no safe amount and no gray zone.
These don't need large quantities. Some of them need almost nothing. Chocolate is the most well-known one, but it's also the most misunderstood. A few crumbs of milk chocolate probably won't kill a large dog, but dark chocolate and baking chocolate contain theobromine at concentrations that can cause seizures, heart arrhythmia, and death, and the threshold is lower than most people think, especially for small breeds. Alcohol causes the same effects in dogs as in humans, but at a fraction of the dose. Their bodies cannot metabolize ethanol the way ours can. Even a tablespoon of wine or beer can cause severe intoxication, respiratory depression, and, in small dogs, death. Caffeine, coffee, tea, energy drinks, some medications causes rapid heart rate, tremors, seizures, and collapse. Dogs are significantly more sensitive to caffeine than humans and cannot process it safely. Raw yeast dough is one that surprises people. When dough ferments in the warm environment of your dog's stomach, it produces alcohol internally, causing alcohol poisoning. It also expands, which can cause a life-threatening condition called bloat, where the stomach physically twists on itself. This is a surgical emergency. Cooked bones, particularly from poultry, splinter into sharp shards that can perforate the esophagus, stomach, or intestines. This is not a risk, it is a near certainty if it becomes a habit. Raw bones from reputable sources are a separate conversation. Cooked bones are level 6, full stop. If your dog consumes anything in level 6, call your vet or the ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center immediately. Time is the variable that determines the outcome. Level 7, recalled commercial foods, the danger you didn't see coming. This is the level that nobody expects to end up at. Because level 7 isn't food your dog found in the trash, it's food you bought. You read the label, you chose it intentionally, and it still hurt your dog. The FDA has issued hundreds of dog food recalls in the past decade, and the reasons behind them reveal something deeply unsettling about the industry. In 2007, one of the largest pet food contamination events in history killed thousands of dogs and cats across North America. The cause was melamine, an industrial chemical used to artificially inflate protein readings in lab tests, causing kidney failure. Pets died, and the owners who trusted those brands had no way to know. More recently, the FDA investigated a potential link between certain grain-free, legume-heavy diets and a serious heart condition called dilated cardiomyopathy, or DCM. The science is still evolving, but dozens of dogs developed heart failure eating foods that were marketed as premium alternatives. Several died. Salmonella contamination has triggered recalls affecting multiple major brands, not obscure ones, recognized names. Listeria, excessive vitamin D at levels that cause kidney failure. Mold-produced toxins called aflatoxins that accumulate in the liver silently before symptoms appear. So here's the reality. Most of us are feeding our dogs somewhere between level 2 and level 4 without really knowing it, and that's okay. This isn't about guilt, it's about information, because your dog cannot read the label. You can. Start with one thing. Flip your dog's food bag over right now. Find the first 5 ingredients. If a named protein isn't first, or if you count more than 2 fillers in the top 5, you know where to start. And check that recall list. Your dog doesn't understand why they feel good or why they don't. They just live in the body you help them build every single day, one bowl at a time. If this changed how you think about what's in your dog's bowl, share this with someone whose dog deserves the same shot. And subscribe, because next week we're going into the ingredients that pet food companies are legally allowed to hide and what they're calling them instead.
Link of Homemade Food Recipes ebook is in description. Thank you.